Finally, Fox News and this Congressman Collins, finally some of this stuff is coming out. Bruce Orr and so forth. Here's what Fox News, Sean Hannity reports.
Dishonest actions of so many deep state actors over the past 3 years. The congressman is from Georgia. His name is Doug Collins, and he released the full transcript of Bruce Orr's deposition, and its contents are shocking. By the way, there's going to be a cascade of these depositions being released. Now, the deep state house of cards, mark my words, it is beginning to tumble down. To give
There's going to be a cascade of these things released. Finally. Finally.
give you some background, keep in mind, Bruce Orr was once the fourth highest ranking member of Obama's Department of Justice. He became a conduit for the federal government's Russia collusion investigation. Remember, his wife, Nellie, actually worked for Christopher Steele. She was working at Fusion GPS on the Clinton bought and paid for anti-Trump dossier and used her husband's position to proliferate the dossier's contents throughout the highest levels of government. That's contained in this deposition. And according to Orr's testimony, which is now completely public, Bruce Orr passed along a thumb drive from his wife to the FBI so that Trump haters like Strzok and Page could have direct access to Hillary Clinton's op research. And we also learned that both the FBI and the Clinton campaign, via Fusion GPS, they were both paying Christopher Steele for this so-called intelligence. And we know that Steele was being paid by a Russian oligarch. We've talked about him, Oleg Deripaska, who had a grievance against Paul Manafort over a business deal gone wrong. Let me recap this so you have to understand this. Steele was getting paid by your FBI, Hillary Clinton, and the DNC, and a Russian oligarch. Pretty good gig if you can get it, but that's not all. Thanks to this transcript, we now know that Bruce Orr testified under oath about meeting with Fusion GPS founder and Christopher Steele's boss, Glenn Simpson. Now, this occurred during the 2016 campaign. Now, Simpson, he testified that he didn't meet with Bruce Orr until after the election. Question is, which one of these two guys is lying? Now, we also learned from this deposition that Orr testified he notified the FBI about his contacts with Christopher Steele also during the 2016 election. But according to a statement from Adam Schiff, who I think is the biggest liar in Congress, he claims that Bruce Orr did not tell the FBI about his contacts with Steele again until after the election. Here we are again. Which one is lying? My money's on Schiff. Now, here's where it gets really important. Bruce Orr also testifies that he notified the FBI of the dossier's extremely biased source and Christopher Steele's personal mission to stop Trump, a big Trump hater. On page 15 of the October 2016 FISA application against Carter Page, it reads the following. The FBI was unaware of any derogatory information pertaining to Christopher Steele. That's right. The problem is everybody in the FBI knew in August of 2016 the dossier was tainted, that Hillary paid for it, the DNC paid for it, Comey, McCabe. He even briefed Andrew Weissman, who's Mueller's pit bull, about this bias. So literally, the special counsel's office has been long aware of the biased origins of the fake, phony Clinton, DNC, and apparently FBI and Russian oligarch payments to Christopher Steele. This is hugely important, a detail never provided to the FISA court. That's called the conspiracy to commit fraud on a court, to spy on a Trump campaign associate, denying that person his constitutional rights, and this being done at the height of the 2016 election. So in other words, they have purposely withheld to the FISA court, conspiracy to commit fraud, plain and simple, information that was so relevant, and it became the bulk of the FISA application. Now, it doesn't end there. Christopher Steele testified under oath in Great Britain under the threat of perjury. I don't know if any of this dossier is true, maybe 50-50. You know, it was just raw intelligence. In other words, the author of the dossier doesn't stand by the dossier. Raw intelligence 50-50 does not become the bulk of evidence to deny an American citizen, Carter Page, his constitutional rights and get a FISA warrant. Now, thankfully, Senator Lindsey Graham has now reopened the Senate investigation into FISA abuse, and we're also waiting for Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General's report on the same. And unlike the Democrats' never-ending witch hunt, this investigation centers around real crimes with real evidence. So what I'm telling you is it's all now beginning to cascade down. It's time to officially now pull the veil off the deep state effort. They tried to steal an election. They had a favored candidate, Hillary Clinton. They had somebody they didn't like, Donald Trump. And literally, they wanted to alter the will of the American people, both before the election and then undo the career of a duly elected president. This is abuse of power we have never, ever seen in the history of this country. We have a lot more coming up.
Anyhow, going to end it here. This is important. I'll give you a link on this, but it is starting to cascade down. Remember, Q said this was all coming out and going to start hitting the fan around or after the 15th. So it's already starting to come out. This came out Friday, the 8th. More will be coming out these coming weeks towards the middle and end of this month. And Q is right on. The military intelligence is right on with this. And all this has been well known for a long time. Remember, this is 2019. This stuff all started in the beginning or middle of 2016. In this Roger Mark from Billings, Montana. Get this full thing. 360,000 views. Should be front page news. The media is complicit in this also. Fox News is one of the only major media networks that is really getting after some of this stuff. Good day.